Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're bringing you an absolutely monumental matchup. I mean, it's literally the ultimate sports rivalry of our era. In one corner, you've got the historic, reigning champion of racket sports, tennis. And in the other, the massively popular, incredibly scrappy newcomer that's pretty much taking over neighborhoods everywhere, pickleball. If you've walked past a local park lately and heard that distinct and, to some people, highly contentious pop, pop, pop sound, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But how do these two actually stack up against each other? And more importantly, which one's the right fit for your personal fitness goals? Well, we're going to break it all down today.
Think of this explainer as your ultimate pregame analysis. We'll briefly meet the contenders, break down their head-to-head differences, look at the actual mechanics behind this massive pickleball boom, and then help you pick your perfect match. Okay, let's dive right in.
Section 1. Meet the contenders, the baseline bios.
First up, the historic heavyweight itself, tennis. This is a fast-paced, really high-intensity sport that people have literally played for centuries. Now, you can play it on grass or clay, sure, but here in the US, you'll almost always find it on concrete or asphalt hardcourts. And whether you're playing singles or doubles, let me tell you, tennis demands a serious combination of speed, agility, and stamina. You're out there covering huge areas of the court, changing direction on a dime, and fighting through these incredibly long, grueling rallies. It's a sport that absolutely demands high levels of physical endurance and some deeply complex strategy. And in the opposite corner, the upstart challenger, pickleball. This is a much newer game, and what's so fascinating about it is that it actually mashes up elements of tennis, badminton, and table tennis all into one neat package. You play it on a significantly smaller court, using a solid paddle and a lightweight plastic ball with holes in it. But the real defining characteristic of pickleball? It's the accessibility. It is vastly easier to learn than tennis, making it a huge hit for players of literally all ages and skill levels. But hey, don't let that easy-to-learn vibe fool you. When you play it competitively, it brings plenty of intense challenge to the table. Section 2. Head-to-head differences. Tail of the tape. Let's look at the exact specs.
Our very first clash is the arena itself. A standard tennis court is a massive 78 feet long. If you're playing singles, it's 27 feet wide, and for doubles, it pushes all the way out to 36 feet. That is a huge amount of ground for one human being to cover during a high-speed rally. Now compare that to pickleball. A pickleball court is only 44 feet long and 20 feet wide. And here's the kicker. Those dimensions stay exactly the same whether you're playing singles or doubles, so it's roughly a third of the size of a tennis court. This geometric difference totally changes the game. It means quicker-paced action in really tight quarters and way less demand on your long-distance running endurance.
That contrast gets even sharper when we look at what you're actually holding in your hand. In tennis, you're wielding a stringed racket with a really large surface area. It's basically a tightly strung weapon designed to launch a heavy ball at super high speeds. But in stark contrast, pickleball uses a solid paddle. It looks a lot like an oversized ping pong paddle, honestly. These are usually made out of wood or modern composite materials. And because the paddle is smaller and doesn't rely on string tension, it's way less strenuous to swing. That's going to save you a ton of wear and tear on your wrists and shoulders.
Now, the crucial point here is how the ball completely dictates the style of play. Take the tennis ball. It's a felt-covered rubber sphere filled with pressurized air. It's heavy, it bounces really high, and because of that pressure, it takes strong, powerful swings and incredibly precise control to actually keep it in bounds. On the flip side, the pickleball is just made of durable plastic with holes drilled into it, kind of like a wiffle ball. It's incredibly light and has a much lower bounce. Since the ball literally cannot travel as fast or bounce as high, the game places a huge emphasis on careful, strategic placement over just, brute overpowering force.
So, those equipment and court differences, they translate directly into game speed and physical intensity. Tennis is a grueling physical test. We're talking long sprints, insanely hard serves, and really powerful ground strokes. If you're playing singles tennis, you are getting an absolutely intense, exhausting workout. Pickleball, by design, tends to be less physically punishing. The rallies are shorter, the ball moves a bit slower, and there are virtually no long-distance sprints required. It's a highly strategic game for sure, but it is vastly kinder to your body overall. Next up, how do we actually keep track of who's winning? Look, if you've ever been totally confused by tennis scoring, you are definitely not alone. Tennis relies on this highly complex traditional system where 0 is called love, and then the points randomly jump to 15, 30, 40 for some reason, and then you have to win 6 games just to win a set, often battling through tiebreakers. It's a pretty steep learning curve. Pickleball just throws all of that out the window. They use a remarkably simple system for newcomers. You just play straight up to 11 points. The only little catch is that you can only score a point if you are the one serving. It's clean, it's simple, and you'll grasp it the very first time you step on the court.
But, a sport isn't just about the rules, right?
It's about the culture. Tennis has historically leaned a bit more formal. It usually carries a higher barrier to entry, a steeper learning curve, and it tends to get intensely competitive, especially as you level up. Pickleball's major draw, arguably its absolute superpower, is its social nature. Because the court is so much smaller, you are physically closer to your opponents. It's incredibly community-oriented, super inclusive, and basically built for recreational play where different generations and totally different skill levels can just effortlessly enjoy playing together.
Section 3. The Pickleball Boom Explained. Why the Massive Growth?
Okay, so here is the perfect recipe for a modern sports phenomenon. Rapid fire. The key drivers are, first, high accessibility. The simple rules mean a complete beginner can literally learn the game in 10 minutes. Second, low impact. The smaller court and lighter equipment make it vastly easier on your joints than those hard, jarring stops in tennis. Third, the strong social element. Doubles play is the absolute norm here, which fosters a really fun, casual environment. And fourth, broad appeal. Because of that manageable pace, it appeals to absolutely all ages, but especially older adults who want to stay active without risking a major injury.
Now, wait a second. I know what some of you are probably thinking. Does easier on the joints and slower pace mean it's not a real workout? No way, absolutely not. Just listen to this quote right from our sources. Despite its slower pace, pickleball is an excellent form of exercise. It provides a great cardiovascular workout, promotes coordination and balance. It also helps improve flexibility and muscular strength. So you're getting tremendous full-body cardio benefits while basically just having a fun, highly social time with your friends. It is a fantastic way to trick yourself into a genuinely great workout.
Section 4. Choosing your perfect match. The verdict. Let's figure out what's right for you.
Let's break down your decision. Choose tennis if you are someone who truly thrives on high-intensity sports. If you're a focused, competitive athlete looking to seriously challenge your long-distance running endurance, your explosive speed, and your raw strength, you should absolutely stick with the reigning champ. Tennis is the perfect fit if you're craving those long, deeply competitive matches and love tackling a steep, complex strategic challenge. On the other hand, choose pickleball if you are completely new to racket sports, or if you're just looking for a really fun, community-driven workout. If you want something lower impact with a super small learning curve, you should 100% pick up a paddle. It's incredibly perfect for players who want a relaxed game that they can easily jump into and enjoy with friends or family on a lazy weekend afternoon.
So, the crucial takeaway here is just getting out there and playing. If you are ready to hit the court or maybe just improve your overall fitness, our sources highlight a really great place to start. The End Zone over in Chantilly, Virginia, offers fantastic pickleball classes and open play sessions for absolutely all skill levels. Their friendly instructors will help you get the basics down in no time. Plus, if you're looking to elevate your athletic performance even further, whether that's for tennis or pickleball, they partner with True AP to offer dedicated strength and agility programs with certified performance coaches. It's a brilliant way to hit those fitness goals.
Which brings us to our final question for you today. We've shown you the grueling, intense endurance of tennis and the inviting, easy accessibility of pickleball. The stats are all right there on the table. So, endurance or accessibility? Which court will you step onto? Think about your own fitness journey. Grab a racket or a paddle and go find out. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you next time.